Hey folks. Well, I must admit that I spent a lot more time on this little kit, Tamiya circa 1970 or 71, military miniatures in 1/35th scale, Wehrmacht mounted infantry set, which, per the box art, consisted of a horse with officer rider and then an NCO unmounted by their side. Um, and I finally finished up the figures, which meant getting the horse painted and mounted the other day. I did a little bit of touch up on both of the soldiers, but the principal work was getting the horse done. So, just as a recap, I went through, I think, a color call out on the soldiers, and if I didn't, I'm not going to do it now. There were way more paints than I expected, but that often happens. Basically, with the horse, the base coat of the horse was AK German red brown. And then I, of course, used black, Vallejo black, for the points, the mane, this muzzle, and hoofs and tail. I then applied hardened leather, Army Painter hardened leather speed paint, their name for their contrast paint, all over the brown portions of the coat. And I left it with, which gives us sort of a glossy look, but I reinforced that by using a gloss, semi-gloss clear from Tamiya, TS79 on the horse. I used a TS80, the matte clear, for the figures. Just in terms of the little changes I did make, on the figures I repainted the Feldflasche, or canteens, sort of in the appropriate colors now, with the strap and the metal top cup in black, and the base of the cover of the canteen, which was, I guess, a felt cover over a metal canteen, in sort of a medium light brown color. I did that on the mounted officer as well. Now, this I have mixed feelings about this build, because I really should not have tried to use the little strips, making the bridle, or actually I should say the reins for the double bridle bit, from this super thin plastic card that came enclosed for making all of the straps and etc. It's just way too fragile. It cracks very easily, and you actually have to bend this stuff for application. I should have known this when I did the stirrups, the straps for the stirrups. And I should have used Tamiya masking tape, thin stuff. I've done that before, found it a bit fiddly. Well, hell, it wasn't nearly as fiddly as what I went through trying to get these straps on using, not straps, the reins to the double bridle bit on using this stuff. It was a nightmare for me. And it looks okay when you look at one side, and bear with me here. I'm ending up turning the whole thing rather than, and the other side, but they aren't exactly parallel, which would have been ideal. I mean, in terms of each side coming in, they're coming out in this, starting in the same place, but not coming up in the same place. And that was due to my ineptitude. I also looped the, let's see, it would have been the lower rein, which I wouldn't recommend at all. That's how the instructions said to do it. I wouldn't recommend whether you use masking tape, and certainly this stuff, don't loop it. Don't try and loop it through. I learned a little bit when I put the, the upper reins on. That was done with just single strips on each side. But by then, the bit and the attachments were sort of in place and couldn't be moved much. It's by far not nearly as neat and precise as I would have liked. I am happy with the figures, the soldiers. I know they're 1970 issue, so it's an old mold and it's plastic, and of course it isn't quite certainly at the same standard as today's high quality resin figures, but I thought all in all looked okay. Those figures went together real well. For that matter, the assembly of the horse itself was a piece of cake. It was just the accessories that proved to be way more challenging than I wanted, but it's done. The coating, the horse's coat, is a lot more streaky than I would have liked, but I just wanted to get by that time, get this project done and put to bed so I could start on some other things, and we'll do so. So we'll find a place to. I'll transfer and put these, both the horse and the infantryman, the NCO, on a nicer base than these temporary cardboard cutouts. Okay. Thanks for watching, folks. Oh, and if any of you do pick up one of these vintage kits, my recommendation, use this stuff for the reins and the straps. Don't even think about using this for the saddle cinch strap, belly belt at all. That will not work. That I did use a wider Tamiya tape, but use this, don't use this stuff. So do as I say, not as I did. Take care.